In some countries, business owners can go their way in the happy knowledge that government officials won't be hitting them for bribes or tossing them in jail on trumped-up charges. But in other parts of the world and public sector, corruption is a fact of life. Hoping to shine a light on this widespread problem, Transparency International, a watchdog NGO, has published its Corruption Perception Index for 2013. The index ranks countries around the world by perceived level of government corruption, with a score of 100 signaling an absence of official corruption and a score of 0 indicating a country that is hopelessly corrupt. Of the 177 countries and territories listed on the index, less than one-third managed to break 50, but there is something more interesting than this. So, in what countries can you trust public officials? In what places should you avoid? Here is a top 10 of the most corrupt countries in the world. Make sure to watch the whole video because I think the last one is the most corrupt ones. Number 10, Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a landlocked Central Asian country. Corruption in the country is widespread in almost all sectors. According to a Freedom House report, corruption is prevalent in almost all sectors in Tajikistan. The report states that chairman of Tajikistan's National Bank made $550 million in uncleared loans for projects whose trail went to his family. Yet no actions was taken against the chairman. The report also highlights the rampant nepotism in Tajikistan, with a monopoly of trade by those who are connected to the ruling elite. Number 9. Chad is a landlocked country in Africa. Corruption is an everyday phenomenon in the country and is normalized. The country's judicial system is quasi-independent, and judges' verdicts are often influenced by the government. When it comes to the security forces, the country's police operates with impunity and have been observed involved in various crimes, according to Transparency International. Other public offices in the country are also characterized by lack of transparency and access to public information, leading to massive levels of corruption. Number 8. Iraq. Iraq is an Arab country that has been mired in violent conflicts since the US invasion in 2003. The invasion dismantled the dictatorial authorities, but the development of an insurgency led to the stabilization of the country. A weakened and distracted government coupled with weak institutions allowed corruption to flourish in the country. According to a CNN report, Iraqi President Barham Soleil stated that Iraq has lost $150 billion in corruption since 2003. Place number 7 is Yemen. Yemen is the most corrupt country in the Gulf region and one of the most corrupt countries in the world. It is also the poorest country in the Middle East, with an exceptionally high birth rate, acute rates of child malnutrition, and rapidly dwindling reserves of oil and water. Place number 6 is Libya. Libya is the war-torn country in Africa, which saw the overthrow of dictatorial regime during the Arab Spring, following which the country was caught in a civil war with different factions controlling different parts of the country. The turmoil has caused corruption to soar the country that already had very weak political institutions. Major types of corruption involved smuggling of oil in black market by public officials and bribery for settlement of judicial cases, among others. Number 5 is Syria. War-torn Syria takes the second position among the most corrupt countries in the world. The country's officials and personals have been accused of money laundering, embezzlement of public funds, and misuse of corporate assets. According to Transparency International, this alleged corruption officials use the stolen funds to acquire properties and assets in foreign countries. It is also believed that the fund is used in sponsoring the rebels and the Syrian government in the ongoing civil war.